What's up, guys? And ladies. And welcome back to another episode of Punker Mike's Custom Action Figure Showcase. In this episode, we're going to be showcasing my custom April O'Neil action figure. And this is one of the few customs that I didn't make. This was made by Chris fucking Cerda, aka fucking Masterpiece Customs. Now, this is the first custom action figure I own that I reached out to another customizer and I commissioned a piece from. Now, eventually, I do want to own pieces from all the artists and customizers and dial makers that I respect and admire their work. So, April O'Neil is an ally to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, in the original cartoon series, she's a reporter for the Channel 6 News, aka Happy Hour News. So, she gets confronted by a bunch of punks, and two of the punks are actually Bebop and Rocksteady before they get turned into a warthog and a rhino. So, they confront her, pretty much tell her to stop snitching. She books it, she slimers into the drain like she's Pennywise, and starts running in the sewer. She gets cornered by the punks again. Before she gets her ass beat, that's when the turtles come in and save her. And from that point, the turtles take her to their lair. They hit her with the backstory, their origin story. Pretty much after that, she's always hanging out with the turtles, thirsty as hell to get a story. Now, her outfit, she pretty much wears the same get-up every episode. There has been a couple episodes where she wore something different, usually temporary, but for the most part, she's always rocking the yellow jumpsuit with the white boots, same haircut. At least in the original cartoon series that I grew up watching. So in the original comics, April appears in issue number 2. And she's a lot different than how she's portrayed in the original cartoon. So she's not a news reporter, she's actually an assistant to Baxter Stockman. So Baxter is making a bunch of mousers to control the rodent problem in New York City. But behind the scenes, he's actually doing a lot of shady shit with the mousers. Robbing banks, he made way more than was funded, so he's doing a bunch of sketchy shit. April finds out, she ain't having it, so he dumps her down in the sewer and sicks a bunch of mousers on her, to destroy her because she's gonna snitch on him. Well, moments before she gets torn up by the mousers, the Ninja Turtles come and save her. And then kind of same thing, after they save her, take her back to the lair, hit her with the backstory, and then she ends up actually helping them stop Baxter because Baxter plans to destroy New York City if he doesn't get paid the ransom that he's requesting. And what's kind of cool too is she drives around in a VW van in the comics, and then, of course in the cartoon she has the Channel 6 News van. Also, it's kind of cool, she lives in an apartment that's right above an antique store called Second Time Around, and I've always wanted to make a dial, like an antique store, thrift store, Second Time Around dial, so that's definitely still on the list. And just in case I didn't say this, the cartoon did come after the comics, so don't get it twisted. So as for the design and the style of April, I pretty much let Chris do whatever he wanted. I just sent a couple reference pictures of April, and I just wanted it on a female Marvel Legends body so I can have decent articulation, and I just wanted that classic yellow jumpsuit look. So Chris's sculpting and his paintwork are always top notch. He does a great job with sculpting. I think he uses Abe's epoxy. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what he uses. But I've watched a lot of his customizing live videos and he always gets down with sculpting. I love the way he did the hair on her. It looks great. It looks perfect. I really love the way he painted her face. The eyes look great, lips look great. There's a little bit of attitude in the eyebrows, and then the hair, it all pulls it together. Also, the collar sculpted. The pockets on the chest is sculpted. He gave her bigger breasts. Oh, yeah. So you can see the ring and even the zipper, that's all sculpted. The pockets, and like I said, he sculpted bigger titties on her. That belt is all sculpted. All those wrinkles are sculpted. And the cuffs on the upper part of the forearm, that's sculpted as well. Just look at all the detail with the belt and the wrinkles, man. That's just so great. That little watch he painted and sculpted looks great. So, he put a lot of detail into this. And going down to the lower portion, you can see there's some shadowing and everything on the yellow. So there's a different tone. And I'm not sure if he uses an airbrush for that. It looks like it, but I'm not 100% sure. And yellow is a really hard color to nail. It's hard to get a good thick layer of yellow on there without it looking crusty. You see a lot of April O'Neils or a lot of yellow figures that are painted, and they look crusty and chunky. And we get to the lower part of the legs, and you can see a lot of sculpted detail. Where the pants meet the boots, there's a bunch of wrinkles and creases. And then you get to those boots, and they're just clean and smooth. So we'll go ahead and jump into accessories. So she's got an open hand for her right, and then she's also got this grabbing hand. So this grabbing hand is good for the camera. And the camera, can't remember if Chris sent this to me or this was something I had, but it's kind of like an old school camera. I like her displayed with this one. We also got a Channel 6 News mic with a cord on it. So Chris made this. He sculpted and painted this one. And then also I made one too, and this was at a WWE one. So this one's a little smaller, and then I used action figure twisty tie as the cord for this one. And then of course we got the Channel 6 news van that I made, and I'll do a whole video on that one sometime in the future. So for the articulation on April, it's pretty much what you'd expect out of a female Marvel Legends character. Her head's on a ball peg and neck hinge, so her head can look up, she can look down, she can look side to side, a little hindered by the collar, but not so much. She's got a good ab crunch that goes back, goes pretty decent forward, the arms rotate up, they spin all the way around. She's got a single hinged elbow, spin at the elbow, and then spin at the wrist. And then the open hand is just an up and down hinge, just like this one. Up and down hinge. Legs can move out about that far. Kick pretty far forward, a little bit back. Upper thigh rotation. Double hinge knee. Feet move up not so much, they'll move back, and then you got a good ankle pivot. And she's got peg holes. Even after posing her, messing around, there's no paint rub, no chipping or anything like that. So he did a good job of prepping the joints, and he did a great job painting and sealing it. So, she's going to hold up great over time. So lining up next to April O'Neil, we got Punker Mike's custom Master Splinter action figure, and we got Punker Mike's custom Casey Jones action figure. And I already did a Punker Mike's custom action figure showcase on both these figures, so go check it out when you're finished with this video. So we got April O'Neil standing next to NECA's Mirage Donatello comic figure, and an SH Figuarts Donatello from the cartoon series. So we got a NECA cartoon series Donatello, and a Punker Mike's custom painted movie Donatello. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Punker Mike's custom action figure showcase. Again, I want to give a big fat shout out to my friend Chris Cerda. He did a great job on this figure. I feel honored to own a piece of his work. And please, out of respect, don't hit him up and ask him to make you an April O'Neil figure. I doubt he will, because like me, I don't take commissions, but sometimes I'll be making something, someone will hit me up and I'll sell it to him. But definitely follow him. His Instagram is FKN_masterpiece, so fucking masterpiece. Definitely follow him on Instagram. He has a group on Facebook called Action Figure Customizing Community. Join that group. He posts all of his work in progress and all of his stuff in there. So definitely, follow him. Keep up to date with him because he's doing great stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some of my other videos and we'll see you next time.